This is on the radar. This is Radar for On the Radar Tape Blog. Coming to another edition of movie observations and review. This is episode number 76. Do some traveling and Jewish holiday. I was only able to watch 6. That's almost watching one every single day, except for I didn't watch one every single day over the weekend while I was traveling, and this week doing other things. But that's another story. So the first movie I watched, I tried to watch as a plane because it's a kids movie called Tom and Jerry the movie. It's 37 minutes because it's a children's movie cartoon. So they're trying to get the young people into Tom and Jerry, and there's been TV shows recently also that done it. But obviously, I don't need any new versions. You can just go back and watch the original classics from the Hanna-Barbera and all the Warner Brothers stuff. And I could say the animation was good. I like Chloe Grace Moretz. I like Ken Jeong. I like Michael Pena. But the whole premise of them both living in a hotel and and causing issues for her and her job, and Michael Pena being a jerk guy who works there, it was pretty stupid. As an adult watching it, the humor and the plot and the premise, and the woman who's playing like Colin Jost's fiance, never seen her, don't know her, and I'm gonna tell this, Colin Jost, you're a good comedy writer and you're good on SNL, but you are not a good actor. So when he was promoting, goes, yeah, I'm not Tom or Jerry, I'm just a dude in the movie. So yeah, overall the cast wasn't that great. There was a few people on the staff, in the cast like Ken Jeong and Michael Pena and Chloe Grace. I like their work, and unless you are watching this with your child, or you just want to see what this is, then yeah, but I would not suggest it unless you're a little kid. Then I watched another movie, Flying Back. It was called Hunter x Hunter, and they put this as a horror film, and I'm like, wait, but it's about some hunter dude who lives in the forest on a plot of land with his wife and his daughter, and they homeschool her, and they stay there, and they think this wolf is back, and supposedly it is, and he's trying to go hunt it, and then there's the plot twist of he doesn't die from the wolf, he dies from some dude trying to kill him, and she's got to try to avenge her husband's death, and then these local people, not believing them and stuff, and then it turned into a revenge movie. Then the last minute or two of the movie, it completely became a grotesque, disgusting movie that can give you nightmares of her skinning alive the dude. And the reason I'm telling you is because you don't need to watch this. It is so slowly moving and boring and takes forever to get through, even though it is an hour. It's an hour and 30-something minutes. It takes forever to get through all the scenes to go, okay, there's a wolf, they're in danger, there's a other dude who's really bad, and then you keep going, and then the forest people, the nature people, the park rangers, one of them gets injured, all this other stuff is it took almost the whole entire movie for anything exciting to happen. The exciting thing that happened was, the weird dude and the woman trying to fight each other, and her winning and skinning him alive. That's the only time there was actions, and it was just okay, and this ends with her walking out after that, and it was okay, the main dude is barely in the movie. There's not really things about the wolf. It's some other dude, and it just becomes really horribly grotesque, and it's just not worth your time. Then I've never seen the Saw movies because when they came out as a little kid, not appropriate. But this is probably from Saw book and from the creators. And Chris Rock and Samuel Jackson are good actors, but one is 17 older than the other. So father's not really believable. There are other African American actors who are believable enough to be Chris Rock's dad or to be Samuel Jackson's son. And supposedly Samuel Jackson is this esteemed, cop, detective who was police captain chief, and he dealt with the original Saw stuff. And it was interesting that Marisol Nichols, who I know from Riverdale being Veronica's mother, but she's been acting for a while, is now the police captain, and that doesn't seem believable because just her acting and all the roles she's been in, it doesn't believable that she could be in something this serious and in cop stuff. But the whole movie is some people are dying, and they find out that these are crooked cops that are dying, and Chris Rock is trying to solve it, and because he's a cop who turned in his partner for corruption and stuff, nobody trusts him. He all works by himself, and Marisol Nichols got to pair him up with a new rookie, and he and this new rookie have to try to solve the murder, and he's trying to work with his dad on it, and there's all these twists and turns, and you're watching this, you're like, okay, it's 9-something minutes, how's it going to end, what's going on? And I'm not spoiling it, I'm just saying, don't try to set up a movie for a sequel and make a trilogy or a whole franchise of movies. Just make a good movie and then figure out how you pick up the pieces later and make a sequel. Because I'm going to say this, the movie is a plot twist, but it also abruptly ends. And you're just like, what? Why did it abruptly end? This is so stupid. You invest all this time in this movie. It's like that Fantastic Beasts movie, the second one. They purposely made it in purposely set up the movie to be to be another one, and the movie wasn't that great. I enjoyed the movie except for obviously the plot twist at the end and the abrupt ending and all the other stuff, but it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Then I watched Synchronic with Jamie Duran and Anthony Mackie, and basically the two paramedics, and they're dealing with all these young teenagers and 20-year-olds taking this drug, something to do with their brain, and transport them somewhere else, and they're like, yeah, they don't believe it. So it's sci-fi a little bit, but it's mostly like drama, because it's like Jamie Duran has an 18-year-old girl who goes missing and she took the drug. Anthony Mackie finds out that he has cancer, but it's because he's got something in his brain that's younger than it's supposed to be. And he realizes because of this, he can take this drug and travel in time and look for her. So the whole movie's like, I gotta go save this girl. And it's all about him experimenting with the drug and trying to find where she is in what time period. But it was interesting enough to use time travel and scientific thing with drugs. But the whole, he's got cancer, he's got nothing to live for, he might as well save his partner's, child and stuff like that. But it was okay. Anthony Mackie's a good actor, and so is Jamie Dornan. But it's like, it was okay. It was average. It wasn't amazing. Then I watched Cast Walking, and this is the movie where you got Daisy Ridley from Star Wars. You got Tom Holland from Spider-Man and the Avengers. You got a Jonas brother. You got David Owalia, who's famous. You got Cynthia Erivo, who's famous. And you also have Mads Mikkelsen. So it's like a bunch of talented actors. They're supposedly taking off a science fiction book, and basically humans live on another planet, but all the females are gone supposedly because the creatures took care of them, and all the men have this noise where all their thoughts can just be projected and everybody can hear them. They got to control them. That even projects different things out there and stuff. And it's like, okay, based on the best-selling novel, The Knife of Letting Go. So the premise is Tom Holland sees a plane crash, like a spaceship, and Daisy Ridley's on it. And because there's no women, everybody's trying to hunt her down and take care of her. This Mikkelsen dude, his son is Jonas, which I don't know, makes no sense, but he's like the mayor, and Awalio's like a preacher, and he's kills people or whatever. And Tom Holland's trying to save her and get her to safety because supposedly there are other towns where women exist, or it would be safe for her. And it was just a mess of a movie. A lot of wasted scenes in the movie, and the acting was kind of even though it's got this talented cast. I feel like they wasted all the money on the acting to pay these actors, and the script wasn't that great. The special effects were okay, and I know they have a source material like doing something like Saw or Tom and Jerry, but it's like, yeah, sorry, Chaos Walking. It was very chaotic, the movie, and it was like one of those movies where, okay, you watch it because you know the actors, but it's average. It's not amazing. It's not that amazingly sci-fi except for living on another planet and having this issue with the men. Then I watched A World to Come, and this movie has Catherine Waterstone and Vanessa Kirby, Christopher Abbott, and Casey Affleck, and you're saying to yourself like, I've seen these people before, and it's a timepiece, like back in the older times, and I've seen movies where it's in England, it's in the other European countries, it's in the Wild Wild West, Civil War time. It's another movie of forbidden love, like A Lady Portrait of Fire, and a few others I've seen the last 5 years. And it's stale, and it's very boring, and it's a lot of nothing happening for most of the movie, with a little occasional confrontation between the woman and the husband, and then between the two women becoming friends, and more than friends, and it's just like, okay. And the movie's like, either they're going to be together, they won't be together, does the husband kill one of them? It's like, okay, I guess Casey Affleck had nothing better to do to be in this movie, but it's just a long list of those forbidden love movies from the past. But really, we live in 2021. It's everywhere. Television shows, movies, there's always a specific character in every show or movie that is. It's in, everybody cares who's dating who, what's everybody's orientation, instead of just keeping it private. So it's like, it's cool if you made these, it would be a niche type of thing if you made these, if these movies were coming out 10, 20 years ago. And people are like, okay, there are people back in the day who were, because it's scientific fact that people are. You can't just say that nobody is, but everybody was. So that's just how it is. So that's like, it's like, making these movies are just a waste of time, because like, it's nice people in that community get a movie like this, but it's just like, I don't really know. It was not a great movie. Chaos Walking was not good despite the cast. Synchronic was okay. It wasn't amazing. Spiral was pretty good. It was probably the best movie I watched this week. Hunter x Hunter was a waste of time, and Tom and Jerry's only if you like kids. Thanks for listening to this shit. Movie reviews and observations number 78. Wow, I've done 78 of these. Wow, 76 and 78. Wow. Thanks for listening. I'm Radar for On the Red Table Block. I'm Radar. See you next time.